Welcome back to another episode of 50 Shades of NBA Pod. This is Nathan.
Hey, this is Trey.
And we are on episode 25, our Ben Simmons podcast.
Or our Daniel House Jr. podcast.
Also applicable.
Yeah,
I mean, a couple years ago, I feel like people would have been excited to hear, oh, Ben Simmons podcast. Like, that's a big name. What do you mean? Well, he's fallen off the cliff of, I don't even know, disaster. Not been good for him recently. Still struggling with lower back and knee pain, because that's been the report literally every single week, that he won't come back because of lower back and knee pain, or soreness, not pain, soreness. So I don't know how you play like 20 games.
So what do the Nets do with Ben Simmons?
I think you just have to hope he's salvageable, which I don't know if they think.
They know he's not.
Yeah, but
everyone knows he's not.
Yeah, that's the problem. Everyone knows he's not salvageable at this point.
I believe there is a rule.
What's the rule?
Where once, like every 6 years or something, you can basically just cut a player and doesn't kind of get salary cap. I'll look it up. I'll look up the rule while you continue talking. But
yeah, I mean, hell, if that's a rule, then the Nets are in luck. But at this point, Ben has not been promising in any regard, and like we just said, there's not any trade value for him right now, unless the team is truly embracing a ridiculous tank. They're like, we're not going to be good for the length of Simmons' contract, which he has 3-4 more years, something like that. If you're okay with being bad for that period of time, assuming that you don't think Ben is going to turn it around, which all signs point to him not turning it around, then by all means do it. But if I'm a fan of that team, I'd be pissed. But that's just me. You find anything, Trey?
Not yet. It's super
obscure.
Yeah, it's named after some player who got released who was really bad on a big contract.
Okay.
And I just know it because the people were like, we should do this to Al Horford.
Yeah.
When he was with the Sixers. So
yeah. Okay.
It feels like a very not often used.
Yeah, it's
contract.
That fine text. It's that fine text of
it's like once every
NBA lore.
7 or 10 years you could do it or something like that.
Okay.
It's happened twice.
Wow. Ben Simmons, maybe the third.
Is it the Gilbert Arenas? No, the Gilbert Arenas rule is second round picks are still restricted, and you can go over the salary cap to get them.
Okay, word. Yeah, well, there we go. Ben Simmons podcast, Daniel House Jr. podcast.
Shout out Daniel House Jr.
Yeah, really.
Just one of those guys who can just come off the bench after not playing for 2 weeks and just be there.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about one thing that blew my mind.
Okay.
There was a "We want Furcon" chant.
That's awesome.
At the Sixers game when they were blowing someone out.
That's awesome.
And Doc was like, okay, and checked Furcon in. And Furcon was not having it.
Oh.
Yeah, but quickly, he had an and one layup.
That's awesome.
And a three-pointer hit, and then he turned the ball over twice in a row, and that was his game.
You know what? That's all right.
Got his pockets picked.
Yeah, fans got what they wanted, though.
I was so excited.
I would be, too. I
was like...
Especially if you come out, get and one. Come on.
He hit a contested three and then hit and one. Layup.
Beautiful.
Or dunk. Layup, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we'll ignore the 2 turnovers. If it's a blow,
he just got picked.
Matter.
Pockets picked both times. I was like, this is hilarious.
We'll forgive you for now.
I love Furkan Korkmaz so much.
I know you do.
6 points in 2 minutes.
That's what's up.
The GOAT.
What's that per 36?
Super high.
A lot.
Do you want the math? I mean,
if you want
what's
to.
What's 3 times 36?
Yeah, there you go.
90 and then 18, so it'd be 108.
Okay, numbers.
108 points per 36. 100 slashing.
Yeah, period. Who?
Will 2.
Furcon. There you go. That's the next NBA record holder.
What a king.
I love it.
Furk.
But other than Furk and Ben Simmons pod, happy birthday, Anthony Bennett.
Yeah, happy birthday, Anthony Bennett.
Too bad you never even opened your DMs, man.
Yeah. Maybe if we had more of a following.
Yeah, that's fair.
We could try again next year.
All right. This time next year, we'll have
March
Anthony Bennett.
March 14th is Anthony Bennett's birthday. So we just want to wish Anthony Bennett a happy birthday.
Yep. He was born a day after my dad. My dad's was yesterday.
Dang. Happy birthday, Nathan's father.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Mike. I hope the barbecue was good. They got barbecue yesterday.
I could go for some barbecue right now.
Yeah. They said it was really good. So
did they ship us any?
Nope.
Fake
no,
fans.
they did not. Well, I think that's promising,
though. I'm sorry, Mr. Mueller. Please don't.
Yeah, it was that good. They're there's no use. It'll go bad by the time it got to us.
I mean, they could have just done it anyway.
Yeah,
I'll eat some garbage.
It's the thought that counts. I didn't even get pictures or nothing. They just
Dang, cold-hearted.
Swear to God.
Nathan,
yeah.
would you like to be adopted into the Barnett family?
Yeah, I mean, do you guys send barbecue through the mail?
No, and we don't want you.
Wow.
That's right.
Why'd you even offer?
Got him.
Why'd you even bring it up?
Got him.
Why'd
Because
you bring it up?
you're a loser now and you're a loser in 2K today.
Okay, quick reference because Trey brought it up. I have a ridiculous lineup, or so I thought. Steve Franchise. We got Dwayne Wade.
Second year?
Then, in his second year, he's 87. AK-47. And then we have Elton Brand and Paul Gasol, who we signed as a free agent. Went 68 and what was it?
14.
Yeah, 68-14 in the regular season.
They started the year 44-4.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh my God, this is a historical team. Yeah, literally greatest team ever made until,
lost in the Western Conference Finals.
4-1 against the Warriors and whatever their squad was.
It was Tony Parker and
Richardson something, right?
What?
I don't know. Richardson was at the guard?
I think it was Antoine Jameson.
Oh God, I was way off.
Or no, it might have been Jason Richardson. You might be
okay,
right.
Yeah.
Why am I thinking Antoine
AK
Jameson?
was out and no one else wanted to play. No one else showed up.
4-1.
Yeah, it was pitiful.
But then who beat that Warriors team?
I don't even remember. Probably some
76ers.
Bum luck, run of the mill.
It was AI, J Kidd, and Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, that's Trey's team. He also beat me in the finals the previous year.
Two-time.
Back to back.
2-time. Going 3-time next year.
Who knows? 3-time. Yeah. If I have anything
going
to say
3-time
about
next
it.
year. You don't have anything to say about it. You
my
can even make
my
it this
bettered
year.
bench, my improved bench will have something to say about it.
You will not have nearly a good enough bench to support one injury.
To be continued. This time next week, we'll fill you in on that. Give you an update.
Garbage.
You know what? These are just mean, hurtful words. That's okay. We'll take it on the chin like a champ, a future champ, a 2006 champ, or 2005, 2006 champ.
Yep.
Because that's what we'll be. All the Mormons will be happy.
You suck.
Only thing good that they'll have in that year.
Your team building is poor. Did you see my turnaround from trade deadline?
Yeah, Trey went nutty, dude. He lost like 7 games after the trade deadline and was the first seed in the East.
Yeah.
It was not looking good for him.
We're like 24-18.
Yeah. Oh, well. I'll learn. I've learned. I watched. And I'll be better. That's a promise.
You won't be.
It's a promise. I've
You
spoken.
never make it to the finals again.
Manifesting it. Again? You know what? We'll see. But anyway.
You end up drafting Zion.
Yeah, and you know
how
what?
hard your tank is.
We'll still have nobody.
Yeah.
Still lose 5-1 in the West.
It was awesome.
It was not
That's
awesome.
all I got to say.
It was not awesome whatsoever. Oh, my God. And then in the conference semis, Kobe came off of an injury.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't play a lick. Dropped 61.
Yeah. First game back. It was great.
It was ridiculous. We beat them. Beat the Shaq Kobe Lakers 4-1, but...
That one game, Kobe dropped 61.
Yeah.
It was cool.
It doesn't matter. Moving on. Future focused. We'll get the next one.
Yeah.
If there's a next one.
There'll be a next one.
There'll be a next one. Yeah. Well, anyways, in the past week that we haven't been on here speaking to you, we had a little bit of news develop. Wasn't a whole lot. And
It's been mostly quiet.
Very quiet. Weirdly quiet. But the biggest thing I think that came out was this idea that there should be a minimum games played for NBA awards. And initially, what are your thoughts on that, Trey?
So initially, I was very against it.
Yes.
I'm still somewhat against it, but I'm not nearly as against it as I originally was.
Yep.
I feel like if a player is to the point where they're deserving of an MVP and getting actual, like traction in the MVP race.
Yeah.
They play like 40, 60, whatever games. They should just be in the MVP race because it's already like an unofficial rule. You have to play a certain amount of games.
It'd just be publicized type of deal.
Yeah, and I feel like the moment that this becomes a thing, right, where they go, you have to play this number of games, and someone plays that number of games, and they're still like they play the minimum. Like let's say it's 60, and they play 61, right? Voters are still gonna be like, he only played 61 games though, and I'm like, but he
met the requirement.
Like they're already there. Like you either need to make an unofficial thing where people take it into account, which is how it is now, or ignore it once they meet the threshold.
Yeah. like you're handed a list of however many people and just ignore the games played.
Yeah, like at that point,
not that they can't just pull out their smartphone or laptop and look, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little weird just because it is an unofficial rule already. Everyone knows taking into consideration. That's why Kawhi didn't win his Toronto year.
That's fair.
Why Joel hasn't won. One of the many reasons why Joel hasn't won
in the past. Yeah. This year he'll exceed that 60 pretty easy.
Yeah, he's gone over like 63, 67 the last two. So
yep, played a lot last year.
Yeah, the 60 threshold doesn't hold a lot of people out. Like it would hold like a Kawhi Leonard type person out. If they made like 70, it'd be.
Yeah, I see 70. Dumb. That's I would hope to God they wouldn't do a number like that because so rarely, if you are that MVP caliber player, are you going to be able to do 70 games? Not saying it's impossible. I'm sure a guy like Giannis, he hasn't missed a lot of games this year, so Giannis could do it. I don't know. 70, I think, is not unobtainable, but it's too much. It's too much.
It's a lot.
The happy number that I settled on, and you kind of hinted at it earlier, was 60. I'd be like, I think 60 for all awards, not just MVP, but like six man. I guess the clutch player now, defensive player of the year. 60, I think, is the bare minimum. You kind of said that is already an unspoken rule that goes into it, which if that's the case, cool, right on. I'm for the idea of just having it be public knowledge that that's something that has to be required of players and, their game will speak for itself moving forward. But I also think it helps the idea of just cementing this idea of like, what are the qualifications for an MVP? So I think that's a step towards that direction because especially now this year, especially, that's been a lot of the questions like, what makes an MVP an MVP? Is it points, team performance, X, Y, and Z? Is it how much you're doing with, little? So step in the right direction in that regard, just looking at MVP. But also, if you are a player to get consideration for these awards, I think it's necessary that you have to be available a night in, night out.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Guess how many games Kawhi played in his Toronto year?
62.
60.
60, okay.
60. So he still would have met the threshold of 60.
He would have met the threshold.
Which is why having a threshold is dumb.
Yeah.
Because Kawhi, it's generally agreed upon, he missed too many games to be in the MVP. Let me read you some stats here from Kawhi's Toronto year.
Yeah.
Guess how many points he scored?
I'm going to say like 26 and a half.
Did you look it up?
No, is that
26.6?
Wow, okay.
Okay, I'm freaked. 26.6, 7.3 rebounds.
Yeah.
3.3 assists, 1.8 steals.
Yeah.
Those are MVP level numbers.
Definitely.
Right? But they went,
and you look at what he did for that team, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Took him to championship.
Mm-hmm.
Made him fantastic. They were like,
yeah.
Can't give it to him. Too few games. So if you make it 60, the threshold, you'd have to consider Kawhi. And you would have to do it without looking at his games played.
Yeah.
Which means he should have won MVP that year.
I think just from that standpoint, it would help like eliminate, games played, yada, yada. It would I don't know. I look at it and you can't take that into account or anything like that. You just look at the player performance, how their team did, the specific year that they did have. I think it would help. Like,
it would help.
I get what you're saying, but I think
people listen to it.
Yeah.
Like the people doing it won't listen to it though.
They'll sit there. Find new voters. I don't even know, man.
There's no. That's the thing is the voters are always the same. They're always white men.
80%.
80% white men.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That's a stat.
That's insane.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you know how the NBA takes into account who's voting? They just say,
I'm a journalist. Let me vote.
Yeah.
I'll vote Joel.
There you go.
Actually, I'll vote honestly. This year, I do think it is Joel. He would get my first place. Jokic would get my third place, I think. Giannis would probably get my 2.
That's fair.
After that, De'Aaron Fox, number 4.
Really?
No.
I was like, wow, okay.
No, I'd probably do LeBron 4.
Okay. I guess that you'd factor in the games played.
Games played doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
As long as you're over, like if I think of the season, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy was a big part of it. Like Kawhi not winning MVP, I would have voted for Kawhi for MVP. It was a big part of it.
You definitely. Who won it that year? Do you remember?
2018, is that a Harden year?
Might be a Harden year.
Is that Harden's year?
I don't know. Would you take it away from Harden? Because
I wouldn't, because I love James Harden.
And him and CP3 took the Warriors to that was a 7-game series, right? And then they just had nothing. They couldn't literally if they hit 2-3 more threes, that would have been the difference.
Oh, it was Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, it was Giannis.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it because that was the Paul George year.
Okay.
I knew that. I just wasn't sure, anything else.
Yeah, got you.
But yeah, it was Giannis and then James and then Paul and then Jokic and then Curry and then Lillard and then Embiid and then Durant and then Kawhi and then Russell.
Okay.
And then tied for 11th.
Is Kawhi at like 9 there on that list?
Kawhi was 9. Let me give you the people who tied for 11th.
Yeah.
Small forward for the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Center for the Utah Jazz, Rudy Gobert.
Okay.
He got 1 point.
Wow. We'll take it.
That's wild.
That's awesome.
So weird. Who's averaging? Oh, this should have been Harden, bro. Harden was dropping 36.1 this year.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
And 7.5. Oh, this was run and jump year.
Yeah.
This one he was like, oh, I wish I could just be tall and run and jump.
It was. That was an awesome quote, though.
Yeah. It's an awesome quote. It's a bad take.
Bad take. Very bad take.
Funny.
Very bad take. Giannis had a lot of fun with that quote, though, too.
It's funny. Yeah,
it was. It definitely was.
I think it's interesting, like the discrediting, not necessarily by Harden, because he seems to have come out of that. I think he was just in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, he
was. He did the MVP.
Like, God damn it.
He's like,
I want that.
36 points per game.
Yeah.
I don't know what more I could do.
I'm a very skillful player.
I'm winning.
Yeah.
Like, I understand. He's in the heat of the moment. That being said,
competitor.
People use that a lot. The run and jump debate with Giannis, because they just heard it from James one time and they're like, oh, that's
took
just
in
facts.
ran, dude. They took in ran.
And I think the fact that has kind of stayed around, I don't like how the way angles stay around like this. It's just like, dude, shut up. Like there's so much skill in Giannis's year that he won the championship. There was so much Giannis slander everywhere you looked. They're like, Giannis no bag on Antetokounmpo. And they'd be like, run straight at the basket. If people were there, run away. Like, it's so much more than that.
Definitely. Well,
he does that
even if you
too.
just look at it like just black and white like that, the fact that even if that is his game, which it's definitely not, I mean, there's a good part of his physical dominance where he can just run at the basket and dunk it on you. But even if you're just looking at it like that and you say, oh, that's his game, the fact you still can't stop a man like that, and you're saying, oh, he only runs, jumps, and dunks.
27 a game.
Yeah, like, please. That's impressive as hell.
Stop him.
Yeah, stop him. If you don't like it, stop it.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at with almost everything. And
That's
I know
fair.
that the rules
You're
are kinda,
fed up.
Kind of
You're
rough.
fed up.
It's just dumb. It's like the whole Joel Embiid free throw merchant. Don't foul.
Yeah, there you go. Don't foul.
Don't foul.
We'll just get 2 instead.
Or
without going to the line.
I went on a little rant today about Joel Embiid lazy angle that gets used.
Yeah, I saw you on Twitter doing that.
I was not happy.
I was shocked that was an argument held against him.
I was watching people saying it, and someone was saying that, or was it Nick Wright, the guy who always fights Stephen A. Smith about LeBron, said that Joel Embiid was his All NBA first team center. And people were like, Embiid's too lazy, he doesn't deserve it. And I was like,
yeah, what?
If his name wasn't Joel, right? Let me go. Okay. If his name wasn't Joel, if it was Joel and he was white, this would not be a thing. They wouldn't be like Joel Embiid's lazy.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. Yeah, that's an opinion. Let's clarify.
Okay.
You gotta be honest.
I got you. Yep.
That's just my opinion of what the thing would be. Because why is he being called lazy? Like, because of one. I'm not gonna say he was never lazy. He didn't
earlier
really,
on in
when he was younger,
career.
he didn't really want to recover that as fast, and then he sent him to a place where he needed to recover, and so he recovered. And since then, he's continually worked on his game every year. There's no argument that he's not getting better every single year,
which is crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, because he's been so dominant for the past. He was like, 4 or 5.
I'm 29 points per game.
Yeah,
it's like I could do better. 30.1.
Yep.
This year, 32.
Yep.
I'm like,
and then going back to the whole free throw thing, to be a big man shooting 85% from the line is ridiculous.
It's insane.
That's the last one I saw. It might be higher, might be lower.
Yeah, he gets fouled a lot for sure. And, he flops. Mm-hmm. So does Marcus Smart. Yep. So does half the players in the NBA.
Yeah, you look at the NBA, they're going to sell the foul.
Yeah, Luka flops all the time.
Yep, all the time.
It's crazy.
Watching Luka flop, that pisses me off. It's so annoying to watch, dude.
It's European soccer.
He's so much more. Yeah, okay, yeah, European soccer, like you said, but he's so dramatic with them.
I love it,
man.
I love it.
If it gets the call, it gets the call.
It gets the call. It gets the call. I like it because it happens to Embiid too and Luka, where they flop and they don't get the call, and then they're just out of the play.
Yeah. No, it's so
for
true.
a sec, and then Joel Embiid's full sprinting back, and Luka's arguing with the ref.
Still going at it at the other side.
Yeah.
You look at it, that's every star in the game now, though. Mm-hmm. If they don't get the call, of course they're gonna be out of defensive possession.
If they feel like they're getting fouled, they're gonna exaggerate it so people see.
Absolutely.
Especially when you are a bigger name player, people hate. There's no players get fouled a lot, and doesn't get called. Mm-hmm. I mean, I fully believe LeBron when he's like, I get fouled almost every drive.
Yeah, for sure.
Because how can you not foul him? Mm-hmm. He's so large.
Yeah, you're going to do everything in your power to try and not make them.
If my coach pulled me aside and I'm a 24-year-old second pro, pick 29 in the first, he's like, you're on LeBron tonight. I'd be like, okay, I'll do what I can.
Right.
I'd be tripping.
Swear to God.
I'd be Lou Dort, covering his eyes when he's trying to pass. You can. You gotta do what you can. And so fouls are part of the game. Free throws are part of the game. If you don't like Embiid flopping.
I also feel like going back to the hate that Embiid gets, that's a lot of it. So they're just going to point to something in his game that they're like, oh, it's because he flops. Like you said, oh, he's lazy, free throw merchant. And going back to looking at the game as a whole, everyone's going to critique a star on an opposing team because obviously you don't like it because he's not on your team. Like if the Utah Jazz had Luka Doncic on their team, I would be like, oh my God, he's getting fouled every single play. Tee him up. I'd be saying, absolutely. Absolutely. So, I mean, a lot of bias, I'm sure, comes into play. It definitely does. So that's where I'm at with that.
I'm just saying, Joel Embiid's one of the best centers I've ever seen. Someone did say today, I don't remember who it was, but they said, Embiid's a good player. Jokic is a great player.
Okay.
I was like,
they're
both great.
Yeah, they're both very exceptional at what they do.
Jokic is incredible at basketball.
Yeah.
So is Embiid.
Yeah.
They play different games for sure. Completely different.
Yeah. I think that's another thing to consider that people don't appreciate, that they do have different playing styles, and you shouldn't have to, tear down one MVP candidate to build up the other,
Yeah, I mean,
if that's how you're looking at the
Jokic
voting or whatever,
Embiid do it too.
Yeah, they don't.
They both have so much respect for each other, which is
and
awesome.
They're so public about that.
And I really, it was something I needed to learn too, because I fall into the mentality of
you were a big Jokic hater.
I was a big
still
Jokic
probably
hater.
are a little bit.
I do dislike him.
Okay, there you go.
Not as a person, but simply as MVP when Joel, I feel, should have gotten it. But I'm super biased for that.
Mm-hmm. But you acknowledge it.
I acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I'm biased.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not, nothing I say is law.
Yeah.
Unless I read a law.
That's fair. Word for word. The 6-7 year, just dump the contract. When we find that, then it's law.
I will find that. I'll have to search through Bleacher Report archives of
There's a
how to get rid of Al Horford.
There you go.
It's out there. I know it's a real. Awesome. Law. I know it's super weird. I know that the teams were calling the Lakers to do it with Luol Deng.
Gotcha.
Calling them to do it with Timofey Mozgov. Sixers fans wanted to have him with Tobias for a little bit during that really bad year, the one where COVID year, bubble year.
Gotcha.
They wanted them to do it to Tobias. I love Tobias. That being said, Tobias is not playing well.
Yeah,
I mean, 10 points a game. He lost 15 or something.
On the season, is that pretty comparable but to what he's doing?
He's doing 16 on the season.
So definitely
he's still super efficient.
Decrease.
He's still efficient. He's still doing the right things. He's still weights in the wings, or he drives to the basket.
He knows his role.
Yeah, this year has been an exciting year for Tobias Harris because he embraced Morey ball.
Okay.
And I love it.
Morey ball. I like that.
I love it.
Bring out a t-shirt.
Embrace Morey ball?
Yeah.
I would wear the crap out of that.
I'm sure you would.
I would wear it everywhere. And people were like, didn't you just wear that? I'm like, I own 7.
Yeah, I got multiple.
I wear one every day.
Just wash it. A lot of laundry. Sue me.
Sue me.
Sue me. Yeah. I know we focused a lot on the MVP as it pertained to the minimum games, but do you feel the same with the rest of the awards in the league? So Depoy, Rookie of the Year.
If you do it for one, you got to do it for all, I feel like.
Yeah. I know we off recording, we talked about the idea for Rookie of the Year and how difficult that is.
That's right.
I don't remember what number we settled on, but
we said half.
We
said 41. Mm-hmm. But if you set it at 41, you kind of have to take games into account still, which is interesting.
It is. I mean, I don't know how often you get. It's not often that you get a really tight rookie. Well, I'm not going to say that. Because every other year it's darn near a tight Rookie of the Year race.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like sometimes they try to make it a tight Rookie of the Year race. Luka Trey year.
Yeah.
It was not a tight race.
No, Luka was
the clear
heads
front.
above.
But Trey just went on fire from a second. So they're like, I guess we'll just run a bunch of Trey Young. Like
publicity.
Yeah.
PR.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And so it made it a tighter race than it should have been.
I got you.
Zion and Ja wasn't really a tight one, but there is one person who voted Zion for first place. And still voting is anonymous. Everyone was like, who was it? Who was the idiot who prevented Ja from getting unanimous? And this guy just was, it was me.
Yeah.
I like Zion more. And you're like,
that's hilarious.
This voting system's garbage.
Yeah. I don't know. I also, though, for the half games for Rookie of the Year, if you are, or what it seems to be, if you are truly Rookie of the Year candidate, you're most likely going to be in more than half the games. Like, I don't know what the stats say or what history shows, but I bet money that you're probably you're probably playing the 60 game minimum anyway.
I'd probably be willing to say that every single Rookie of the Year played at least half the games.
Yeah.
Except for Ben Simmons, who did not play half the games of his true rookie year, but still won Rookie of the Year.
The following year.
Take it.
I can't.
How do you feel about that? In general, other than the fact that it robbed Dimich of Rookie of the Year, do you think that wasn't even that close of a year either? They made it up to be one?
What do you mean made it up to be one?
No. It was like 78, 85% was Ben Simmons.
Wrongly.
Whether or not that's true, it really wasn't that close. It's another example
from the voting standpoint. Yeah.
It's another example of the media making it more of a close thing. The media is crazy, dude. They really control that. Hold on it. I'm media.
Yeah, we're media now.
Furkan Korkmaz is the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. Per 36, he's the GOAT.
Per 36. I'm gonna make an article.
All right, I like that.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna throw in my journalistic integrity to prove a point.
I love that. Someone's got to do it. Why not you? Yeah, I don't know. I just looking at it as unbiasedly as I can, I think D-Mitch should have won just because that's the year Gordon Hayward leaves. It was Rudy. Like you look at it before the season started, you're like Rudy Gobert, and then see what Donovan Mitchell can become, because he was a late lottery pick that year. He's like what, 14, 15, right around. He's in the teens.
He was like 13.
Yeah, 13, whatever. But he had such a big impact on the Utah Jazz's success that year. It's ridiculous. And I'm a very firm believer that the Jazz are only in the playoff mix as heavily as they were because of, his Rookie of the Year success. So, and then just looking at the Sixers, they're a much more established team, I think. So Ben Simmons, he had more to work with. That's where I'm at.
It's a valid point. It's a valid point for sure. Rookie Ben Simmons was doing things we haven't seen since Magic Johnson. And he appeared by all accounts to be a generational level talent.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about laziness.
Okay.
That's someone you might have to look at.
Yeah. I think it's someone you definitely got to look at.
Again, I feel like laziness isn't... I brought this full circle back to lazy. Let me sit up. I'm going to real quick on my tweet, find that at TreyB _PSN.
Word.
Shout out Philadelphia Sports Network, the greatest newspaper and news info you can get on Philadelphia sports.
That's true. Y'all got good stuff. I'm not even a Philly fan.
The best stuff. Our writers are incredible.
They really are.
they're probably some of the best writers I've like ever read in terms of content and even their thought processes and like stuff that I see about like what they actually think.
Yeah.
Super honest of like what they write. I love working at PSN so much. It's my favorite place.
Giving you all the snaps.
Oh, I really do enjoy it. What was it saying?
Laziness. Full circle.
So Joel Embiid, like the laziness argument doesn't make sense, right? Because name a top 3 MVP candidate any year that is lazy.
Nah, you can't.
They
would not be an MVP candidate.
Name a center who's averaged 30 points in back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Who's lazy.
Yep.
I'll tell you right now, there's only 2 centers who have ever averaged 30 points in back-to-back years. It is Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and freaking Wilt Chamberlain.
Nah, they're both lazy. What are you talking about?
Wilt averaged like 30 for like 8 seasons of his career.
I was going to say.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
I love Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt the still, baby.
Wilt the still.
Somebody's go.
I guess we could talk about too. Now that I brought up Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying his 100-point game is fake.
I've seen a lot of that just over the years in general.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything until I think last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hi, man.
Elaborate on that. I didn't see.
So
I didn't see nothing.
I just keep seeing a lot of stuff about the fact. So it wasn't recorded. Or it wasn't broadcast, right?
Yeah.
There was like 4,000 people in the gym.
Yeah.
And like when they got the 100 points, they said that all the fans rushed the floor to celebrate with Wilt.
Yeah.
And I believe it was either the commentator or like multiple fans said that like they don't remember anyone rushing the floor ever. And so that's weird.
Yeah.
And then the commentator also forgot to make a copy of
the stat sheet or what?
Of the audio.
Oh, nice.
From him commentating the game.
Yeah.
And the only audio that they have is what a fan contacted him. He's like, I recorded the audio for Wilt's 100th point.
Yeah.
And so it's just him saying, Wilt, 100 points, yada, yada. And all the fans cheering.
Yeah.
And so it's just like multiple players have been like, I didn't even like realize Wilt got to 100. And someone else was saying that they don't believe it because Wilt was a historically bad free throw shooter and he went like 18 for 22, 18 for 24.
Yeah.
Something in that range. And that in an era before a 3-point line, 100 points is insanity.
That's fair.
That's fair. Wilt average like 50 on a season. He played every minute of every game.
Yep.
He has the record for the most, the average minutes played per game in like a full season.
Yeah.
At 48.5.
A lot of overtime.
No. Not a lot of overtime. One overtime. Oh my God. That's ridiculous. How many games back then? 82.
82?
Yeah. So he played 48. I don't know. It's 82. I just gave you a number. I'm pretty sure it was something. It was super high still.
Okay.
But he played 48 minutes, so he played every minute of every game.
Yeah.
And he played every minute of every overtime. It was like a few overtimes, not just one. But still, that caused him to average more than the amount of minutes in a game for the season.
Wow.
Crazy stuff.
That is crazy
stuff.
stuff.
Anyone can do it. It's the legend of Wilt Chamberlain.
Absolutely.
So I'm not going to discredit it.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a Philadelphia record.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. You'll wear that with pride.
Yes, sir.
I love that.
Philadelphia. I don't know if they were the 76ers yet, though. They might have been the Philadelphia Warriors at the time.
We'll go with it. I like that.
My dog is sitting on my lap, and it just makes me really happy. Just want to let all the podcasters or pod listeners know. He lost his bones.
It was quite the show.
Gave him a new one.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got a new one right there.
Yeah.
But well, I guess that's it for the what do you call it? Minimum games. We're for the most part same page-ish. Same realm, same room.
I think I'm more against it than you are.
You definitely are. You definitely are.
But not by a whole lot.
Yeah. There's some wiggle room that can be made up. But aside from that, there was a little more information on the Ja Morant situation. And it was like 2-3 days ago, something like that. Woj and Shams came out just saying he plans on spending time away from the team, from the NBA, like basketball entirely. He entered into a counseling program down in Florida, and there's no timetable for him to return. A lot of people are saying that they don't expect him to come back and play like this season, which, as a fan, it sucks because it's Ja Morant, tremendous talent, all that, and we've talked about that last week, but just as a person, like you like to see it. You want him to get help, whatever necessary treatment he needs, and hopefully he comes back next year, better decisions all around, and just generally a more happy person, happy player, and see if he can turn his career around from where the current path is kind of taking him.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you hope, right?
Yep.
It's just that Ja is able to take this as a real wake-up call, get his life back on track pretty much, and just move forward with that. So,
yep. I guess really quick, I know the NBA is still investigating the whole gun, whether or not it was in team facilities or on the plane. So that investigation's still ongoing. So the NBA itself hasn't handed down any actual suspension, so that's pending still. So we'll keep y'all as updated as we can about that, because that will obviously make a difference when that time comes. But yeah, sticking with the Grizzlies though, we got. I'm a hater, and you're a newly introduced potential hater of this individual.
Hater is a strong word. It is
dislike.
Yeah, it's a dislike of him as a basketball player.
Yeah, and if you don't know who we're talking about, which I don't know if you do, Dylan Brooks, but
I've been watching. I do. So there are things that I like about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like his tenacity. I feel like he's Pat Bev 2.0, you know, with a little bit less defense, a little bit more grittiness, right?
Yeah.
I wish
he's a more physical player. He's bigger, so it helps. But
I wish that there were almost more Dylan Brooks in the world, so we could have more great rivalries.
Yeah.
Because we just talked about this, the the three MVP candidates are so freaking nice to each other.
Yeah. A lot of love going around. They're some of the nicest players. Like you look at the NBA, you look at nice
Shout
guys.
Out that they're also all foreign players.
They are all also foreign players. Worldwide game right there.
Yes, sir. But Dylan Brooks does bring that God, I hate this guy.
Yeah, FU mentality.
The Draymond mentality.
Yeah.
The Pat Bev mentality. The ye old rivalry mentality, which is good. And we see that sometimes. We see Devin Booker and Luka Doncic.
Yep.
We see into it. Dylan Brooks versus the league.
Yep.
The entire league.
Any star ever.
We see Draymond versus about half the league.
Yep.
We see that. And so I like when that happens. That being said, trying to injure people is crazy. Dylan Brooks needs to stop. That's about all I got.
No, I'm with you there. I mean, just from the standpoint of his mentality and not being buddy with everyone in the league, that is something I appreciate and respect. I think it makes the games more entertaining. And I think you just look at sports, major league sports overall, the athletes are definitely more connected with one another, whether it's historical arch rivalry type of deal or not. They're more connected now more than ever. Granted, they have the technology to do so, and things are different, times are different now, but there's something about an old school rivalry or just the mentality that Brooks does bring that it's appealing, and it makes the games, regular season games, interesting where they might otherwise not have that level of interest or appeal to the general public. I'm not a Grizzlies fan, I'm not a Warriors fan, but it was a lot of fun watching, Brooks and Draymond on the court during a regular season game, game 61 or something. I did enjoy that, and obviously their off the court talk made that appealing, and I enjoy seeing that as a fan. But yeah, as far as play goes, I enjoy the physicality to a point, but you can't be.
There's a lot of
you can't be
over physicality.
A linebacker out here on the court.
He did punch Donovan Mitchell in the groin.
Yes,
area.
Yes, he did. That whole series, I was so oh my god.
Good.
The Grizzlies Jazz series from a couple years ago, I was so heated every single time Brooks was on the court, and I wasn't anywhere near Utah, but I'm booing, staring at the TV screen, and everyone in the arena booing as soon as he touched the court, touched the ball, everything.
I think the best part about that is the fact that it's you.
Yeah.
If you know Nathan, not a lot upsets him.
Yeah,
I've seen him upset once in my life.
That's fair.
And it was our freshman year in A-Town, our freshman dorm. And we were watching the Sixers Jazz game.
Yep.
And the Sixers won. And Nathan...
I was teed up. I didn't want to talk to anybody,
I never
bro.
see Nathan upset, like, in my entire life. Still to this day, other than that one time where Nathan, like, looked at me and I was like...
I didn't want to hear anything out of his mouth.
I was chatting a little bit, you know.
Oh, I mean, rightfully so.
It's a sporting event. You gotta chat up a little bit. But Nathan like looked me in the eyes, took off his Donovan Mitchell jersey, threw it on the ground, picked it up, walked upstairs.
Yeah.
And I was like,
the initial throw was dramatic. That's how I felt in the moment. Yeah. I'm passionate, man. I'm passionate.
So I like the idea of you sitting alone in a room. All the lights are off, just the TV like on your face. You're sitting like an inch from it, like you're like, "Boo,
type
you
of deal.
suck."
I wouldn't say it was exactly that picture, but same premise.
Vibes.
Yeah, same vibes. But I don't know. I like the competitiveness, like I just said, but not necessarily how he goes about it.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive. It's a little too aggressive.
Although the Draymond and Dylan Brooks beef, it is real, and they were both going at each other on their own platforms. Draymond, in response to Brooks, just trash talking in general, saying like, "Oh, we, not necessarily we own you, but like we're here," type of deal. Draymond was like, "I got how many rings to your how many?" You know, saying this and the other. Draymond tried to allude to the fact that Brooks, none of his teammates like him, that they just tolerate him, type of deal. And Brooks didn't say this himself. Oh, wait, no, Brooks did. Brooks, to that specific comment, came back and was like, "I'm not the one who punched homeboy in the grill, like in the offseason."
He did.
When Draymond sucker punched Jordan Poole. So that was a great clap back. But
speaking of Jordan Poole, how bad is that choice to extend him looking right now? To like the 5 year.
It's not my favorite. I didn't. He's a tremendous player, but I didn't think he deserved that.
5 year 140?
Yeah, I don't think he deserved that.
It's a near max.
Yeah.
With that, you chose Poole over Draymond.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you stand by that choice? Would you stand by that choice now? Poole or Draymond?
I wouldn't. I'd stick with Poole or Draymond. Draymond brings so much to that team. Like he's their heart and soul. Yeah, heart and soul of the Warriors, and especially the defense. Like he's what makes the Warriors defense turn. Yeah, and without him really, there,
it's him and Looney going crazy.
It really is. And
Clay can lock up when he needs to, but he's not like he used to.
Mm-hmm. No, he used to be such a tremendous defender. I think Clay is he was an underrated defender. I think
Klay Thompson is the greatest 3-and-D player of all time.
I'm not even mad about that.
I think that's just a fact at this point.
Yeah, Clay in his prime.
You see,
3D ridiculous.
Speaking of Warriors, I just got a flashback. You see, they started Klay Thompson at power forward the other night.
I did not. Did they actually?
So their lineup was point guard.
Oh my god. Okay.
Whoever was point guard.
Yeah.
I think it was Steph.
Yeah.
It was Steph, Poole, DiVincenzo, Clay, Dre.
Wow.
What a weird lineup.
Wow. Oh my god, dude.
What a weird lineup.
Very weird lineup.
I
wouldn't say like a starting lineup, but like you get the small ball in there at points, but it's funky for sure. Okay. I don't know. You put a Joel Embiid or Giannis, some other dominant big man.
Oh, it's over. Yeah. I think I don't remember who they did to, but it was someone with a smaller team.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. In that case, then exploit that. But that's crazy.
It was a weird lineup.
That is a weird lineup indeed. You know what? I like it.
I
know. Just looking back, reminiscing on good old Jazz days in the playoffs, that always gave the Jazz teams fits with Rudy out there as the big, and if a team did go small, like he's not able to run around with them, and their perimeter defense as a team wasn't the greatest. Like they didn't really buy in defensively outside of Rudy, because they would funnel him to the painted area where Rudy could contest a shot, something like that, and outside of Rudy, they didn't have any defense or any. Trey's acting a fool out there, but that's when that small ball lineup helps. But I don't know, man. I don't know. You're too much, dude. If only y'all could see what he just did.
It's 11-9, man.
Oh my gosh, it is. He is losing it.
We played 2K for a while, which
we
was
did.
a lot of fun.
We really did. We really did.
A lot of fun.
I think we're going to wind down here. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the important message I wanted to say before we ended tonight's show is March Madness. And we tweeted it, and what we're talking about.
Amount of traction.
Yeah, getting a good amount of traction. But basically, if we have 50 people enter our March Madness tournament group on the ESPN app, then we'll give one lucky winner, if they retweet and follow us on Twitter, a free jersey of their favorite player or whoever they want in the NBA. It has to be current, but that's a very exciting opportunity.
We'll buy you a jersey.
Yeah, it's a free jersey if you just guess right.
We can also, you give us a team, we'll pick our favorite player from that team. We'll buy you a jersey.
Yeah, I like that. Well, we'll see when it gets down to it, but awesome opportunity to get a free NBA jersey
for literally nothing.
Yeah, it's March Madness. Like, no one knows what they're doing, and that's just statistically a fact. No one's ever had a perfect bracket. Outside of that, it's just so hard
every year.
Oh, okay, yeah, except Trey, but he just doesn't enter it. Yeah, like it's an opportunity to have fun. People make brackets anyway, so might as well try and get something out of it. Yeah, so I know in a couple of mine, I got Houston. I have a UCLA. On the women's side, I got the Gamecocks. Mm-hmm. They've been so good all year, and I don't know, something about them, bro.
I think I've only done one women's one. Mm-hmm. I think I also put the Gamecocks.
Okay, good choice.
I'll see if I can find it, but
we'll come back to this at the end of it and get both our Houston and Gamecocks picks right.
I would like to clarify.
Yeah.
Not clarify. I would like to add on. I also made a bracket.
Yep.
Of my favorite team winning.
Okay.
The University of Miami. Wow. They are a 6th seed in this tournament. They are fantabulous this year. Mm-hmm. Led by senior guard Isaiah Wong, the GOAT, who's probably not going to get drafted, but I really like Isaiah Wong. Yeah. He's smaller. He's like 6'2". He's like, because Sixers had a late second. I'm like, take Isaiah Wong if he declares. He did not declare. But again, hey, Philly, if you want to take Isaiah Wong, I'll buy that jersey in a heartbeat.
There you go.
That'd be my favorite Sixers jersey if they took Isaiah Wong.
Mm-hmm. Free sales right there.
Free sales. I'll buy 2.
Oh.
I'll buy one in every color.
There you go.
I'll buy a blue one. I'll buy a white one. I'll buy a City Edition one. All Isaiah Wong all the time.
That'd be kind of cool though. You would wear that every day.
I would. I seriously would.
I like that trait.
I love Isaiah Wong.
But
yeah, I chose Miami in one of them, and then I also most of mine I picked Houston.
Okay.
I love Jarace Walker. I like Marcus Sasser, but I love their team. I love their defense. I love their coaching. I think they play really well together. Jarace Walker bullies people down low, and I love it. And the championship's in Houston this year.
It's kind of fitting, huh?
Kind of fitting.
Storytelling.
I think would it be Houston's first championship since Hakeem?
Probably.
I think it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it'd be their first championship since Hakeem.
There you go. Damn. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So I'm
rooting for Houston. Cherry on top.
Rooting for Houston. But
I like it.
More rooting for Miami.
Okay.
Go say.
Yeah. Biasly. Little Miami action. The Hurricanes,
Bro,
baby.
he's a king.
Okay.
He's that
Crown
guy.
him.
He's also a Philly boy too.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of different connections here.
I didn't even know he was a Philly boy.
This is perfect.
I've been watching. I watch Miami.
Yep.
For everything. They're my college team.
Yep.
And I remember watching him last year. I'm like, bro, who is this guy? Mm-hmm. Like, this guy is so fun, so good. Watched their great run last year. I think they got to 16.
Philly born, baby.
And I was watching it, and I was covering one of the games for PSN.
Yeah.
Just watching it. Mm-hmm. And I messaged in the group chat. I'm like, yo, like, if he's there late and he declares this year,
yeah,
Isaiah Wong is not a bad either undrafted free agent signing,
yeah, or
just like take a flyer at the end of the second. And so Justin was like, yeah, he went to this high school in Philadelphia. Awesome. I'm like, what?
You're like, get out of here.
Like, get him.
You have to do it. Maybe this year, see how far they go. And
Sixers don't have a second round pick this year.
Yeah, free agent. There you go. Undrafted free agent.
And if they do well in the tournament, he'll probably get drafted.
Okay.
They also have another guard. I can't remember his name ever in my life, and I'm really sorry. But he's also getting NBA talks right now.
Word. Mm-hmm. Word.
Buzz, not talks.
Buzz. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But this is the best Miami Hurricane team we've had since probably before Shane Larkin's days, but Shane Larkin days.
Word. Well, I'm excited for you, Trey.
Shout out Shane Larkin.
The CU Buffs are not in it on the men's side, but the women's team, I think they're also a 6 seed.
Mm-hmm.
So I, biasly was rooting for them. Hey. They're winners of one I'm going to make after this. So go Lady Buffs.
Yeah. Oh, also shout out VCU.
VCU, okay.
Yeah, they're a 12th seed. It's where my girlfriend goes to grad school.
That's fair.
So VCU Rams, come on, do a little something. Make it a little exciting.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I texted Kira and I was like, Kira's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was like, VCU's a 12th seed. She's like, oh, that's pretty high.
Okay. I
was like, yeah.
Yeah. We'll go with it.
It's higher than 16.
Yeah. You got 4 spots.
Yeah.
Well, 3.
It's like, good.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Cinderella story?
VCU and Miami.
I like it.
I think they would have to meet in the Final Four, I think.
That's okay.
Final Four or Elite Eight. I can't remember where they meet.
Still, VCU in the Elite Eight, Final Four, who cares? Who cares? It'd be way overachieving.
Miami's winning this, bro.
All right. Come back like 3 weeks from now and see how it holds up.
I'm right.
Okay. I respect it, Trey. You got that foresight, dude.
Basketball gods just told me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I saw there's a beam of light that came down on him.
Listen, it was red and white like Houston's colors, but I took it as Miami.
You're right. So. Yeah. Maybe a misinterpretation, but...
Bad at interpreting the signs over here.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But I like it.
I think that's everything we got. So
that's all we got, y'all.
Hey, enter into the whole thing, the whole shebang. The 50 Shades of NBA bracket. If you're prompted for a password, it's Big Pod.
It is Big Pod.
No hashtag.
Capital B, capital P,
capital
no
B,
space.
capital P, no space. Big Pod.
Big Pod.
And if you want to find it on Twitter, where the link is just there, it's at 50 Shades of NBA _.
Period. Yeah. Till next week, y'all.
Hey, it's been real.
It's been fun.
But it ain't been real fun.
Damn.
It hurts him every time.
It does.
It is just
I expect it too, but like
it's been fun.
It has been fun.
And it's been real.
So it's been real fun.
It hasn't been real fun.
Damn.
That being said, I'm Trey.
I'm Nathan.
Deuces.